Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome to Isles of Sea and Sky. This is a game that I've been looking forward to for a long time. I think I wishlisted it like 4 years ago or something. Back after I saw someone playing a demo of this game and it looked like it was going to be pretty good. But yeah, it's an indie game that took a number of years to come out, and I think it came out earlier this year, but was in a little bit of an unfinished state. But now the 1.2 update is out and seems to be ready to go, and so I've just done some basic testing. It's a sokoban style puzzle game, and I really don't know a whole lot about it. I will call this Brian. So let's get started together. I have played the first screen in my testing. Alright, so we wake up in the island, and we're a little guy and we can walk around, sure. And I can push blocks, and there's little arrows that suggest what to do. So these are pushable. And then it suggests that I walk into here. Ding! And that made a thingy over there disappear and gives me access to a green key, which I will go pick up, and in the upper left, I can see now that I have one key. Great! And then if I try walking into the keyhole, I will spend my key, and that gives me access to this green arrow that pushing it from the bottom doesn't do anything, but pushing it in this direction causes all these things to disappear. And now I can move up to the next screen. Great! So, yeah, sokoban kind of game. We're going to be pushing boxes around, and I guess there's like a main gate here where I'm going to need like 4 different areas or something done. There is a map in this game, so I'm on the ancient island that it looks like might have 11 screens or something, and it looks like there's even ways to kind of update the map. I am using my own mapping software. I'm not sure if it's going to be necessary or useful for any of this, but I do have that available. So if I bang this thing, what's going to happen? I guess this thing right here is what disappears, so let's watch. Yeah. And then if I do this, then those go away and I'm able to go to the left. Alright, so let's do that. And see where we are now. I'm not sure what these things... Oh! Now I am sure what they are. And so I think Z is my undo key? Yeah. So if I step over this and step over it again, it falls away. So it's a one-steppy Ani block. Great. And so presumably I'd want to do something along these lines. I haven't even really looked at the whole puzzle yet. But in order to be able to bong this thing, which gets rid of the red bell, I can do that. And then presumably I also want to get rid of the blue bell. And what is this that I'm standing in front of? That just immediately kills me. And it automatically undoes one step after I kill myself on these spikes. So presumably I can't walk on them, but probably... Oh wow, I'm like walking through like hay fields or something over here. Okay, that's interesting. I presume I can push on these things, and I can push this off of it, which is fine. And then just kind of push the box around and continue pushing boxes and holes. Pretty standard sokoban fare. And so this is another, like, bell thingy? Yeah. Alright, so different colors, but also different iconography to probably help people out with color vision issues, I imagine. And there's another key over here that I'm not sure how I'm ever going to get that. Can I push the box up the stairs? I cannot. So I got a key, and there is a way for me to go south, so let's try going south and see what we find over here. So I think there are multi-screen puzzles, as we're figuring out right now, because now I can spend this key, for example. But I presume I'm not going to get soft-locked anywhere. Maybe that's a wrong assumption, but that's what I'm going to be working under right now. What is this thing? This is another bell thingy that I need to ring at the south end. That's going to get out of my way once I do. So if I could step all the way to the south end... Do I have my mouse cursor being captured? There is no mouse cursor for this game. Why would you do such a thing, video game? Did you not watch Alex Diener's video on how to make a video game for Let's Playing? Alright, I can't gesture at the screen. But now I'm aware of it. Oh, my character falls asleep. I wonder if that will actually be a mechanic at some point. But in any case, he's resting quietly while I try to think through this puzzle. So if I just try to like push down and fill the holes, it looks like that might work. So let's just try it. So if I do this, and then bong the bell, and then use this to fill a hole on the way back up, then I'm able to get the key. It looks like I could jump down to the south, probably. It looks like I could press this to the left, and I'm not sure why I'd want to do it. And it also looks like there's another box over here that I could also be moving around, and I'm not sure why I'd want to do that. So let's see, I'm currently holding another green key, and all I've done is gained access to the other side of the island over here. I bet you... Can I walk over here? I can. I bet you I want to push the box down with me, because I'm going to need it. So if I push this, does it go away? It does. And then if I push this down, just under the assumption that it's a resource that will be useful, it falls down, and it falls down not into the location that I was expecting, actually. So I fell here, and it fell to the south of me. So I'm not sure how to reason about that just now. And what do I see? I see there's a thing to bong over here to get rid of this, which I need to do first. And so let's try to do that. Can I walk in the water? I can, but it kills me. Okay, good to know. I wonder, can I push a box into the water? Since there's an undo key, let's find this out as well. It also destroys the box and doesn't automatically undo for me. Okay, we are learning. So if I do this, it's interesting if I just like tap the keyboard to go to the right, it shows me I'd be about to push, but actually I like have to hold it for a small amount of time in order to actually complete the push, which I think is good if you're running around and not trying to accidentally push boxes. That probably makes sense, but feels a little bit weird as I'm getting started. So I can do this and ring that, and then I can do this and ring that. I like the bell chime tones that they have with these things. And then, I can get one of the two keys, but not both, as far as I can tell. Can I re-enter the screen and, like, re-solve it differently later? Question mark? Also, I'm not sure how I would get the other one right now, so I'm going to choose to get this one. So I'm up to 2 green keys in the upper left, which I can only say with my voice. I can't actually gesture on the screen, since I lack a mouse cursor. Fix your game, game developer. What happens if I fall in a hole? Just that. Okay, so I'm not sure how we would get the other key. Great. Let's go back to the north. So I'm now carrying 2 green keys, and there's another possible green key over there in the upper left, but for now let's just go northwards and see what we find. There is a star that's sleeping. Hello, sleeping star. Also another green key. And this appears to be a one-way return path, unless there's something else here that I can interact with. Ah, there's a door that requires 3 green keys just above me, it looks like, to get to the star. But in order to get to the other side, possibly I'd be, like, boating from another island or something, if that's a mechanic? I have no idea. For now, I don't see what to do, so let's go back to the south. Can I push this rock? I cannot push this rock. Suppose I go back onto this screen. Does anything reset? It does. And the key, okay. So the puzzle reset. The keys that I have taken did not reset. And the green arrows that I've pushed did not reset. So I think what this means is that I could cycle back through here and do this portion of the puzzle again. I just want to watch this again. Yeah, that goes farther than I fall, which is interesting to me. So now from here, could I possibly solve all of this portion of the puzzle? I'm still not sure if I can. But if I do this, and bing this thing, and bing these things, then... yeah, I can get south of this still. Okay. So I can walk near the water, and I should be able to get this key as well. And then I'll escape with here with 4 green keys. Seems like it's me. Okay, up to 4 green keys. Fantastic. I think I've done probably everything I can do over there, so let's go back to the main room and see if it helps me over here. It does, because there's a green key I need to spend over here. Great. So I can spend this key and bong this thing open, and for the first time we can see this screen. And while I'm taking my own screenshot map, here is the big picture of all the things we've traveled on the ancient island. what are these boxes? I can walk up and down over them. What are these things? I see. While this is held down, it toggles all the other purple things, which can be in one of two states. Alright, understood. And it looks like I'm going to need to bong the brownish thing, amber thing, whatever color this is. So let's bong it. Bong! And then let's move this thing back off. And then I should be able to bong the blue one. And that made something go away. I didn't even look ahead to see what it was going to do. I just figured I wanted to do it. And then I'm going to need to get to the right-hand side. And also some other stuff, perhaps. What happens if I push a box onto the spiky trap, I wonder? I don't think I've experimented with that yet. For now, I choose to do this. I'm going to open this up so I can bong this. Great. And then... what value did that have for me? Well, it does give me the opportunity to push a box onto a spiky thing, and I really am curious about that, so let's try it out. So if I do that... I guess I did that in the previous room, I forgot. And it didn't really do much for me. So... what happens if I put this on here? Oh! I did not realize that that was another sensor doohickey. So both of them can be used to toggle. Okay, neat. Interesting. So I managed to get another green key, and I wonder if there were multiple ways to solve that puzzle? I'm not entirely certain. But in any case, for now, let's go visit another screen. This looks like some kind of warp zone thing or something. And there was a similar greenish kind of swirl in the upper left when I was wondering, oh, it brought me over here. Okay. Can I go backwards? No, it is one-way travel. I have taken a one-way. I need to bong this thing open. But once I do, I'm not sure if it's going to help. Let's see. So if I bong this thing open, I could travel back, so it's not as one-way as I originally thought. That's going to eventually get me access to a green key. Now I can get this thing out of the way, so I can make multiple cycles through here if I want, which I'm not sure if and why that might be interesting to me. This thing is just like a stump I can't interact with. It looks almost like it has a face on it. And how do I suppose I'm going to get this box over here to hold this down so that I can get the green key, which I presume is what I want to do. Like, the obvious thing to try is this, and it involves me stepping on that, which is no good. If I push this farther to the north, I can never get it off the north wall again, so that's no good. And if I push it to the south, I can't get it to where it's going. So none of these seem very good. So how would I... can I push it through the teleporter? Ha 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 ha. Yes, and furthermore, it went through the teleporter in the direction... like, it came out in the direction that I stepped through, so if I push it into the north end of the teleporter, would it end up to the south? It does. And that's what I think I need to do, and then I could walk in this end. Puts me on top of the teleporter. Okay. And then push this down here. And sure enough, it dropped down an extra block again, so I will end up to the north of it. Okay, great. And then that enables me to get to my green key. Okay, neat. I feel like I'm doing okay with the puzzles, but I also still feel like I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. But it's fine. Let's go this way. And let's spend, I presume, 3 green keys. I have 5 green keys in the upper left. And sure enough, 3 of them got used at once. And let's go visit this screen for the first time. You apparently are going to require 1 star, and I haven't awakened the star yet. And there's a green key out on a lily pad that I'd love to get to, but for the moment, I guess we will continue to the north. And discover another sleeping star, and this one's just walk-toable. Hello, walk-toable sleeping star. I have picked you up. And that one got its own little fanfare. I don't remember if my first green key also got its own fanfare, and so perhaps that is something. I can walk in the shallow water, but not the deep water. I wonder if the fanfare is like the first time you pick up a particular color key or something. Okay, this has its own fanfare, like it's really sparkling. I want a star. Okay, I've done it. I spent the star, and I got another green key, and what is that? This is a turtle, and it's taking me to another island. What? That's an interesting way to tutorialize the player about this mechanic, as it were. I'm on this map. Can I can, wow, go explore to other islands. And apparently there's like a 3-star barrier to get over here or something. Okay, very cool. I like the presentation and the way that I was coerced into discovering that. But for now, I would like to try to finish off this island first. So what appeared to be a lily pad is actually a giant turtle who you can ride on its back and kind of like swim on the overworld map. So I think that's very cool. Let's go back to the center and see now that I have a star in my hand. I have 1 star. It's the stars were not keys. They were not consumed by being spent. The star is just like a collectible, and I've collected that many of them or something, I think is the gist of what I just got. Okay, so I still have 3 green keys. So if I go up here, there was a 3 green key door, but I still don't know how to get to this star, and this is still facing the wrong direction. And there's also a turtle island hopper thingy over there now that I know what they're called. Or what they are. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what anything is called. No words in this game so far. So far as I can remember. Okay, and it is also the case that this is still a mystery to me. How would I get up there? So perhaps there's going to be various, like, travel power-ups of some description that I don't know about yet. That's a possibility. And then this door, I haven't done anything that's going to help me with it. So do I think possibly taking the turtle is the only thing I can do right now? Maybe. So let's go hop on Turtle McSwimmington once again and just see if there's anything useful I can do out here. And also see what happens if I pull up my map. Press the map key right now. It shows me a world map. Okay. And it shows me the 3 over there. And so let's do some exploring and just kind of uncover a bit of the world map. 15. So if I try to go this way, it just says, nah, can't go that way. Alright, what about up here? There's another island that it looks like I could just land on, like a docking spot over there at the left, but I want to continue exploring first. And another smaller one over here. Let's try this one. Where have I found myself? I am now on Rolling Rock. And in addition to the small map, there's also like a turtle and a green key, I guess, and a purple key, I guess, or something. Okay, and now I'm in like a new spot. And, oh, I have to figure out how I'm going to do this on my own screenshot mapping tool. Give me a moment. Alright, I've done something. And so now I've got a new map for Rolling Rock. We picked up a key right off the bat. I did carry my previous keys and star collectibles onto this place. What is this? Something that I can't go into. Is it possible for me to walk north this way? Yes. And it almost sounds like that was like a secret that I was feeling good to discover. So here's a key for me. And, oh my goodness, there's all kinds of things going on that screen. I can't walk that way, however. And then if I just follow the arrow to go up onto the screen into the main part, it says you need 7 stars to continue up here. Okay. So I'm a silly goose trying to come here earlier than I ought to, apparently. And there isn't any shallow water for me to go to here. So it definitely seems to be the case that this is not the place for me right at the moment. So there was another place that I could go on the world map, other than where we originally started here and in Rolling Rock. So let's check this one out. I appreciate the little like waves that indicate where the turtle can land, I presume. And so what is this place called? This is Stony Cliffs and is much larger. Alright, well, with the information I've just learned, it looks like going to the south might be some kind of secret. And I don't know that secret is the right word for it. Can't seem to get through these things. This one goes beep beep when I bounce against it. this one, or just like walls, don't have any kind of feedback, so that makes me think that if I had some device, some key or some object, that it would enable me to either push that block or break that block or something at some point in the future. But for the moment, instead, let's try going this way. And discover, is this gonna fall out from underneath me as well? Oh, it like grows into like spiky things or something. But it does appear that there's puzzles that I might be able to solve here. And I see a way to press this and get out, I believe. So if I push this up, and then do this, then I can walk over here, ring the bell, and I did not leave myself a way out. I thought I had, and I screwed something up. So if I want to reset the entire room, I think R. Yes, resets the room. Great. So let's do the same thing but better by leaving myself one space in the middle that I'll be able to walk back through. Ding! And then presumably I want to pick this up and it's some kind of gold key. Sure, I have one of those now. And then let's bong this thing. And what did that do for me? It enables me to get one of these boxes that maybe crushes the blue stuff. Haha! I was able to intuit. And then since these things get broken... oh, they grow back. Interesting. So did it just like crush it for one moment in time there? So I think that will permanently unlock that bit of the screen. So if I go off the screen and come back... yeah, this is now like permanently opened or whatever. And did these things grow back after just once? I want to try this again really quick. So resolving this puzzle. If I push this here, suppose I push it out of the way and then take a step. No, it just pushes it back down into the ground, and then until I walk over it again, that's when it comes back out. Okay, just as the initial state that I first encountered those, for example, over here. So, it's down, it's up. Okay, so I think I get what's going on with this particular mechanic. Great. It's good to understand things before you proceed, or so I've been told. What do we have here? Look at this spiral pattern on the ground. I'm going to walk it. I'm going to walk it poorly. I'm going to walk it better this time. I've done it! I walked a spiral pattern. So, what's going on here? There's a thing we'd want to bong. We would have to spend a key. And that all looks fine, question mark? Almost. I need to somehow break the hole to the north of me here so that I'd be able to push the thing down into it. But I don't see a way to do that at the moment. Is there anything else I can get my hands on, though? Okay, let's watch what happens wrongly. Also, can I undo through spending the key? Ooh! It brought me back to this screen. I'm not sure why undoing did that. Because if I undo right now, it just did me back to this screen. So, what if I undo now? Then it takes me back a step. So undo, I think spending a key was probably an irrevocable action. Is my current read. So it couldn't undo me through that, and if there's no revocable actions when you press undo, it brings you back to the previous screen, maybe? I'm not sure entirely what the undo policy is here. But for now, let's just imagine I've spent that key and we're moving forward. What happens if I push this south? It does cause the hole to break, rather than just being pushed on it and then immediately fill the hole. Okay, so that is not really going to help me, because I'm still over here and I can't get through this. So how did I want to do this? Let's reset this room. And even after resetting, the screen key is still spent. So what else could I have done differently? I guess I could have pushed this down first. There we go. And then rang the bell, knocked this into the hole, and then push this out, and I'd also be retrieving a possibly useful item, as well as gaining a key of some description. Okay, If I wanted to break this, it looks like I'd have to be coming from the left-hand side, which I can't do over here. Okay, I appreciate the fact that these little chevron arrows, and the fact that just on the first screen I had to like push one of them and it made some blocks disappear. It's a very effective one-way gate without any text tutorial explaining itself. Like, you just like figure it out in a little tutorial room, and it's very clear, so I appreciate that. So is there anything else useful I think I could do with this? Like, I could break the little blue thing to the right of me, but I don't think so right now, so it looks like I'm probably going up or down. And arbitrarily, I choose down. So let's go down here. Let's also take a look at the map again really quick. So here's what we've explored thus far of the Stony Cliffs. And there is a bell that needs to be rung, or that's going to disappear once I ring the bell over here. So there's my bell ringy thingy. Is this a sensor or is that a pop-up? So there's 3 purple things. The one to my left is the sensor. If I place a heavy object on it, it will toggle the pop-ups. This is a down pop-up, and this is an up pop-up, and I need to learn to distinguish those 3 things with my brain and my eyeballs at some point in the not-too-distant future. I've got some boxes that I could push down onto the heavy things. Can I push 2 boxes at once? Let's discover this together. So suppose I do this. I cannot. One box blocks the other. They're very heavy. Okay. So presumably I want to push this into a hole. And then I want to go fetch this one that can deal with the bluish thingies. I'm going to have to come up with a name for these things at some point, I think. And then having done that, those are held down. That means I have to walk this way now. But let's imagine that's okay. That enables me to pick up another one of these keys. That enables me to bong the thingy-ma-doo. So they call me the thingy-ma-doo bonger. And then how am I going to get the other key? Because I presume, can this box also break these things? No, it's only the blue-colored one that could. So... well, I got another gold-colored key, so if I reset the room, I don't have to do that portion of the puzzle anymore. And so now the goal could just be to bong the blue thing. In order to bong the blue thing, I do still need to solve the gold one, though, so somebody's going to need to hold that down. But I suppose what I could do, that I didn't see before, is that I could do this, and then use this one to hold this down. And then I still have access to the blue thingy-ma-doo, which I will need shortly. So first I'm going to bong this, then I'm going to take my blue thingy-ma-doo, and I'm going to push down the blue plants. And then I'm going to leave that there so I can push them down again. And I'm going to bong this. And then I'm going to go pick up my gold key. There we go. Okay, these puzzles are cool. There's a little bit of dancing flowers here that is different from everything else. Is that decorative, or is there going to be some type of meta puzzle where this will be important? Also, it almost looks like there's like a tiki man, where this is his head, and he's got like eyes here and here, and this is his body and his legs. And so one could imagine that we're looking at some kind of art here, and he's got a long arm on each side that squiggles in different directions. So I'll have to decide at some point in the future if I want to take any notes about possible meta puzzles and surprises and things like that. But that's for future video editing Brian to deal with. For now, normal Brian is going to say, it seems that I am blocked right here for the moment, and it also seems that we have come up on probably a good length for a first episode, which I like to keep on the shorter side. So, oh, exit island. And then quit. Presumably quit is save and quit. Stony Cliffs C-4. C4, yes. Version 1.2a. Okay, it shows me here as well. I'm curious, if I were to exit the island, would that bring me back to the turtle? Let's discover this together really quick. It does bring me back to the turtle. Okay, so you can teleport back to the beginning of the island. So that is a thing. And yeah, I'd be fine to come back here since we just reached some sort of dead end. So yeah, I think that's a good place to call it an episode. I'm going to say, I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Isles of Sea and Sky, where we continue to figure out the crazy mechanics of this already interesting looking island puzzle Sudoku sokoban style game. I hope you're having a great day and you're better at talking than I am. For now, bye bye.